Hello everyone, MarcusWolfe here, welcoming you all back to another episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Last we left... I'm sorry, I'm just all of a sudden remembering what we did last episode, which for me was 4 days ago, so there's some time in between. We asked Larry some questions and realized he unintentionally tried to blackmail Iris into meeting him. Only he could manage to write a blackmail letter without meaning it to sound like a... without meaning it as a blackmail letter. God, this poor... If you don't want your secret revealed to the world, you will come to hell. It's just like, what the heck, dude? Phrase it nicely. Not in a shady way that makes it sound like, oh, I'm scared for my life. I'm not going anywhere. God, that was so stupid. Oh, Mr. Lorisse feels that way. About me.
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed, Iris.
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. And in any case, whatever it is that he saw that night at the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Lorisse is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. Now, I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Donham, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Iris?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity were to be revealed in court...
Don't worry about that. I've already made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend once told me.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task that I've been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. This is so illegal, technically. No, well, okay, maybe not illegal, but so morally questionable and not admissible. You can defend yourself, but you're a prosecutor. I don't think you don't have the right to defend someone else. It's kind of like, huh? Empty desk. Oh, it's you. Okay, well, you did Edgeworth, you did say that you only met the judge once before, and that was, in this game's world, 6 years ago. Oh boy. How did I do his voice? I think it was something like this. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Yes, the defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, I'm afraid the same cannot be said for the prosecution.
Indeed.
I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that they have no confidence in their ability to prove their case. But it seems this is already over before it's had a chance to begin. In the absence of a prosecutor, I am ready to announce my verdict. The court finds the defendant...
Objection!
Oh! It's you! You know, that also makes sense. Only you would want to go... would willingly go up against Edgeworth and not rat him out. Only you would willingly do that. That makes so much sense. What was her voice that I did years ago? Oh no, now I gotta remember. Oh dear. Ooh. I think it was something in a very horrible German style. The prosecution stands ready. And you are? Francisco von Karma, prosecuting attorney. Von Karma, you say? A chance you wouldn't be related to the legendary prosecutor Benfred von Karma, now would you? Legends are a thing of the past. I am a von Karma, and that is all. Upon special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case. You did? Well, then you must be quite a big shot, eh? Oh, by the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor?
I'm sorry, but I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? You look very much like a prosecutor I met once before.
I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss von Karma, do you anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office. There isn't, but I'm sure what's befallen this car. I told you, Your Honor, there is no such weakling. What is that? A whip? Well, I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiffs, remove that whip at once.
I've no objection to the whip.
You don't?
The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. And yet there is still only one truth. And that is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. Germans, danke schön. Danke schön. This promise. I'm trying to figure out the pronunciation through the German of thank you, danke schön. Don't ask me why. Oh god. And this is how Germans say goodbye, Herr Jones. Yeah, something along the lines. Okay. Yes, I was quoting Indiana Jones. I'm trying, okay? Kill me. I had expected to face against Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
I see you've brought your flair for the histrionic. What kind of word is that? I don't know, but I know bigger words.
Histrionic? What is that? Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my courtroom. Ah! The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well. Miss von Karma, please, provide an outline for this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham. The body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from the golden statue. The soul in this picture, that is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo at the crime scene. The courtyard where Miss Elise Dunham was murdered. Before we continue, I want to see what this photo looks like, because I did not see it. Oh, it's literally that. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So she was stabbed... I don't know if I count it as a stab through the torso, yes. Well, she did say through the torso, so that technically is true. Stabbed in the back first, and then through the torso. That is a horrible way to die. That really... Jeez, that's unfortunate. There was no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please, bring this witness to the stand.
And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney.
I mean, sure. Oh, is she that small? Witness, state your name and occupation, please. No, hold on, Hale. I'm not sure about being sure if I care for this at all. Witness, please, stand up nice and straight. Oh, she can't. She can't.
If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness.
Very well. Witness, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Her back is killing her. She can't stand straight. Oh my goodness. I shouldn't be laughing, but my goodness, that is so horrible. Once again, your name and occupation, please, witness. Oh, little old me. Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. It's nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Oh! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? Oh, no need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest, though. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Well, let us hear what you have to say. First off, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? Oh yeah, I forgot he's Canadian. Ha! A boot. I forgot he's Canadian. Tell me a boot. I was like, wait, is that a typo? And it's like, oh no, that's that's Canadian. Well, not spelling, but Canadian pronunciation, I suppose. A boot. Oh, excuse me, I had to drink water there. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. However, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up at times, violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. So it was simply a coincidence that you found yourself returning to the temple. Yes, I suppose you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
Sounds like a pretty important statement she made.
Then there is only one problem with these testimonies that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Yay. I'm not sure what the problem was. I had to press a little bit. That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple. However...
Oh, what exactly is this inner temple?
Well, you see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madame. Well, in order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There is a small temple across Dusky Bridge that we call the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exactly do you help with this process?
It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case, Francisca. Well, if that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place?
Well, as you can see, my back likes to act up at times. Violently.
Violently.
That's right. It is no laughing matter, especially in winter. Oh, I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Oh, just being alive is like strict training.
Well then, on the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. Oh, I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off. So I left Iris to help the Acolyte, and returned to Hazakura Temple.
You left Alice to help. With what?
Well, what do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Well, wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple, though? Well, their job is simply to watch over the Acolyte so that they don't pass away.
And just to confirm this point again, on that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Yes, yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. Ah, I see the problem now. I could continue, but... No, we'll just press, because I know what the problem is here. You say that you left Iris to help the Acolyte and return to Hazakura Temple. However, was it her testimony? No, that's weather data. There we go, right there. She rang the lights out bell at 10 and was in her room until the murder was discovered. You could not have met either you did not meet Iris, or Iris is lying. One of the two. Either way, this needs to be addressed.
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all.
Well, oh, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task of this trial. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
Well, in that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like to have you explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. However, she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No, she said that. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose, Mr. Miles Edgeworth? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
Ah, that may be, but it is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have very honest eyes.
Ah!
All people lie, Your Honor. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness or the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question. Oh, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game now, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what my memory is perfect. Crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the witness's memory, you will need to show me more decisive evidence.
Understood, Your Honor. I suppose I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
Then, please, witness, add your comments about Iris to the testimony. And let us return to the cross-examination. Oh, we're not done. Okay, never mind. No, I read that. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner.
And are you sure you're not making a mistake?
You, young man, you need to get your estimation of me up from the floor.
Ugh.
Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking that I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness.
Still, I have to wonder.
I read that. That's when you saw it. Well, this came up new. And we are testing her memory. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly as she had been at dinner. No! Before she rang the lights out bell, she gave Phoenix her demon warning hood. So if she was at the inner temple, she would not have been dressed with the hood on. No. Right there. Received before the lights out bell on the night of the crime. She was not dressed the way she was as she had been at dinner, or at least after dinner.
Witness, let's get one thing straight here. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warding hood, correct?
Well, of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Oh, wait a minute. Hold it right there. Myers Edgeworth, why do you have that?
Now that is the question of the day, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had indeed seen the defendant as she claimed, then the eyeless she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Order in this car! Sister, this hood. You have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. Ah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here, then.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away with it that easily. Discrepancy such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt.
Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
No, that's true. We did manage to put doubt in the testimony. Now we need to continue with that search. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise in the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was... Oh, Mr. Galeese! And with that sword of all things! Mr. Galeese was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. Stabbing I saw, it must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. No? Well, you saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that.
Oh, this judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look as a fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
It is a weird habit, yes. But no, I already found the issue. I know what the issue is here. Let me dig around first. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple.
And how far is it from your room to the temple?
Let me think. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. About 15 from Dusky Bridge to Dusky Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge. Still, you never made it back there that night, did you? That's right. I was heading along the walkway toward the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and...
So you say you heard a noise?
A thump! Just like that. That could only be the sound of the victim falling. It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Thump! Just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you heard have been snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that, to be honest. The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and Iris was... Oh, Mr. Khalees! And with that sword of all things!
This is the second time the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, it's just what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to...
The murderer who stabbed the victim with the sword. Sister Bikini, try to recall exactly who it was you saw as clearly as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, and now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me this whole time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense, witness.
Her hood. Her hood. That's right. It's coming back to me now. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Oh!
You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? That she wasn't wearing her hood. All it does is collaborate. But... sure, let's put it in the testimony.
This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage. However, I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you need only ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip. Witness, please add that statement to your testimony. No problem. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on.
And you're sure about that?
Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Oh, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style, that's it.
There's absolutely no need to explain yourself.
Anyway, she did look different from normal, so that really stuck out. Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my Vip.
Or at least then it might bite you and not someone else.
Iris didn't have her hood on, of that I am sure. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? Mr. Glees was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard.
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard.
Well, that would mean the victim's room was on the second floor. No. Hazakura Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself, it slopes downward, which elevates the main gate outside of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to, about the height of a 2-story building. Oh, I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? Yes. I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room. The stabbing I saw, it must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
And what makes you so sure?
It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard. Okay? Thump! Just like that. You're one smart sister, I give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from about around 10 feet in height. But it does appear that the witness was not mistaken then. Yep, I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them walking there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony as well. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney.
No, I feel like this is not right, because doesn't the autopsy report also claim, where is it, that it was I almost said postpartum, no, post-mortem. Postpartum is after birth, that's totally different. This is postpartum, which I find odd because, Francisca, you just read from the report. How did you miss the detail that is said after death? The stabbing occurred before she was pushed out the window.
Impressive logic. At least, that is what I would like to say, Sister Bikini.
Oh, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I'm afraid you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, if you would be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report, I believe you'll know what I'm referring to once you do.
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet, that is true. However, this fall was post-mortem. In other words, after she was killed.
Well, that is right. It says after death right here.
The scene the witness claims to have seen is therefore contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how then did the victim go on to take a 10-foot fall?
Order! The victim was killed and then fell. Well, if that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Wouldn't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And then she was thrown out of her window down to the courtyard below.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Donan's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That alone would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree?
Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? No! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, there is no blood in the room. Ah! I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I am sure your honor is well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood? Are you saying that the sword stayed in her as she was pushed out? Because, yes, that's true. If you're stabbed, that's why if you're alive and you have a stab wound, they tell you don't pull the knife out, because that's the only thing keeping you from potentially bleeding out at that moment. Yeah, that's what you're gonna claim, right? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost, well then, that would be when the blade... Too many W's! That would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts as a lid on the wound of sorts.
That is true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. Perfectly reasonable line of thinking. And so, we have come to a conclusion. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This should remove all of those contradictions. Order! Now, I must admit that this is a probable version of events.
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
Phew. Well, it seems that we need more clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. And witness, please, remain standing on the crate.
Oh my god.
Oh, now don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip?
Oh, boy. Oh, all right. A massage with the whip? That'll be like some very intense acupuncture. Not even acupuncture, no, I'm sorry. That'll be just like pain. Just straight up pain. Where are we at the moment? Yeah, after cuts were what, 38:30, 38:40? So, yeah, that's a good place to cut off. And I need to rest my voice a little bit. It's been 4 days since I made a recording, but oh, I've been working like hell. It's been stressful. I've been a one-man band at work because my other partner is taking a vacation. A 2-week vacation. So I had to deal with this next week. And I can tell the stress is running on me. But doing this, what is this? I don't remember. But doing this, Let's Play is really calming. It really is. I forget about work. I don't even remember I'm stressed. I'm just in the moment, playing the game, doing the commentary, and enjoying it. So, yeah, it's great for me, therapeutic in a sense, and I will rest and see you all in the next episode for more therapy on my part. Later!